Good, so one other position we're going to discuss from a clinch standpoint, a control standpoint, is an underhook. Okay, underhook is a very, very good spot to be. Now, commonly speaking, again, I'm not speaking for everybody. This is our interpretation of Krav Maga from the guys that I learned from and taught me. So this is kind of our little look at it. But generally speaking, oftentimes in Krav Maga systems, self-defense systems, we want these kind of outside side control positions because they're detachable. They easily remove. But when we talk about applying wrestling and grappling and control and getting into those little gray areas we discussed earlier, we need to have different positions to clinch from, and we need to feel comfortable in those positions. So one of those positions is going to be a basic underhook. Now, I want to make sure when I have my basic underhook, this arm is going to be underneath his arm, hence the term underhook, and it's going to be up on the back of his shoulder. And I'm keeping really, really good pressure. I'm applying my elbow up and I'm pulling his shoulder down, okay? From here, as I go in to do that and apply that pressure, what I do with this hand can change and operate. So I can grab far side of his head here. I can grab far side of his neck here, or near side rather. I can bend him over and pike over top of his head this direction, depending on what makes the most sense in that moment. Okay, but that underhook can be a very, very good asset. Now, the problem we'll commonly see with the underhook is because of the underhook, especially if there's a height disparity, if I don't control this pressure on the shoulder, it's really easy for him to go and try to grab for a headlock. Now, the beautiful part is, because we've talked about our duck unders, that's exactly where I can apply a duck under. If I'm in this underhook position and I feel that arm start to creep up, I'm going to go ahead and just shuck myself out from underneath the arm, and now I've gotten back to a position where I can work my back controls and I can strike and things along those lines. But it is important, if I'm going to go for that underhook, that I have this good pressure on the shoulder here. Okay? Now, as far as grips, again, just to review, I can be on the outside of his head here, which opens me up for headbutts. I can be piking off of his neck here. If I want to do control just on the shoulder, I can apply a gable grip this way and I can pull his head down. If I end up over top and he shoots towards my hips, I can pitch him down to the floor and things like that. But underhooks are really good. They set up a lot of things. I can attack the legs, I can attack for striking. If I'm in that pike position, he's lined up really, really good for knees. So we utilize underhooks a lot of times. You want to get comfortable with the idea that this basic clinch that I'm going to see in a lot of programs, and especially KM programs, can be adapted. I can work overhook positions and have that control. I can work underhook positions and have that control, as long as you spend the time, get in there, and learn how to manipulate them.